Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice is coming up, and so much of the internet is abuzz about who would actually win the fight. For my money, it's really whoever the writers want to win the fight. If you've read comics as long as I have, you tend to see a trend. When Wolverine crosses over into Spider-Man's book, Spider-Man is usually the winner. When Spider-Man crosses over into Wolverine's book, Wolverine is usually the winner. Who is writing the character means a great deal to the outcome of the fight. So let's talk about writing and specific instances of where Batman fights Superman. In fact, let's talk about the instance. The one that everybody loves. The one that people think is the quintessential fight. And the fight that the new movie, Batman v Superman, is drawing its inspiration from. The Dark Knight Returns. Now, this is not to be confused with Nolan's The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises movies. The Dark Knight Returns is a Frank Miller graphic novel from the late 80s, detailing an older Batman coming back out of retirement to fight crime in a world that has become more afraid of criminals than breaking the law. The story culminates in Superman and Batman coming to blows as representatives of the establishment and anti-establishment, respectively. How does it turn out? Well, one person commenting on Dorkly put it this way: want Batman to stop Superman? Just have Frank Miller write the story. Side effects may include ruining other DC characters in order to make Batman look better by comparison. 130 people liked that. They agreed with it. Well, I've got to disagree, so let me break it down. Before Batman even engages Superman, he has a plan. It's what Batman does. He makes a plan, executes it, and wins. When he goes in without a plan or is blindsided, he usually loses. That's the crux of almost every Batman story. A new villain shows up, schools Batman with their new thing. Batman learns about the villain, and plans for them, and in the end, beats them. So he's going to use that same skill set against Superman. He's got a suit of armor, a tank, missiles, and even allies armed with kryptonite. But in the end, Batman knows these tactics have all failed against the Man of Steel in the past. Just ask Lex Luthor, who attacks Superman daily with a suit of kryptonite-powered armor. Eventually, Batman knows he will lose against that sun-powered alien. So instead, he decides to make a very clear point and then loses on his own terms, taking a pill that will cause cardiac arrest. He embarrasses Superman and teaches him a lesson, and then fakes his own death so he can make new plans for the future. Seems like a win for Batman, right? Well, let's spin this around. Let's say you're a boxer and you're being paid $250 for a fight, but some gangsters are going to pay you $1,500 to take a fall in the third. You do. Did you win that fight? Well, you came out ahead in money. You made a substantial gain. But no one would say you won that fight. I think it's the same here. Batman loses the fight despite coming out ahead. But the story spins it away where you still root for him. Where you believe that Batman won. Why? Well, because at the end of the day, the fight happened in a Batman book, not a Superman book.